Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be starting phase 3 of our DIY power install. So today we're going to be installing the wiring for the DC to DC charger, and we are going to be getting that terminated and all that good stuff, and we're going to be installing the DC to DC charger, and we may continue after that to get the inverter partially installed, but I think I still need to source out the junction box to get the power tied in, so we may do a partial install on that as well. But today's focus is going to be installing the new cabling for the trailer side of the DC to DC charger. Stand by. So we're here, we have the new quick connects we're going to be hooking up to the new cabling. We got some new 15-foot of cable. We got some copper tinned ends, and we're going to get that all installed here. When you have tight spaces to get wires through, and if you have enough room, you don't need to drill a bigger hole if you have enough room, but sometimes the entry point can be really tight. So they make different wire loops. I use them in my line of work, but whatever you have on hand, like white lithium, it'll do the job. Make it easy to pull through without tearing the sheath of your wire. Okay, there you have it, folks. We got the connection complete to the outside, and we're going to get some wire wrap a little bit later. We didn't pick any up yet. Gonna have to order some. They do carry some of the stores, but you want to get the right size to fit your wire. So we're going to get some wire cover for now. We're going to get the inside hooked up, and we're going to plug it into the truck side. We're going to show you what it's charging at. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Right now we just got the connection done to the DC to DC charger. So next step is we're going to mount the DC to DC charger. Our wire semi tied up. We might clean up a little better later. But for now, we got our wire tied up. If you see, we have 80 amp circuit breaker here. We have 100 amp on the truck side.
So if there's a problem on the battery side, because these are going to the battery, it'll trip the breaker here. If there's a problem on the truck side where these are going, I'm sorry, the battery side, yeah, it's going around. So if there's a problem on the truck side where these are coming in, then it'll trip the truck side. So this is basically the setup we have on the truck side. As you can see, it's going to the battery there, and it's going out through the 100 amp that we have here. And this is going down underneath the truck, run along the frame rail all the way to the back, and I'll show you where that's at. So in the back of the truck, we have this coming out here. We're gonna put another new, we got the other side of the plug, we're gonna put that on. We haven't yet because the top's broken off. It's covered once it's plugged in, but we are gonna swap that out. But we're gonna get this plugged in and show you what it looks like when it's charging. Right now, we have an LC circuit. So over here, we have it taped off right now. But this is gonna be plugged in here. This is your LC circuit. So typically, if you don't have a high amp alternator, you can run this wire and it'll cut your wattage in half. This will put out about 680 watts, I believe, on average. So it's a pretty high amp charger. So what you do is if you install this LC circuit, and I do have it set up through the charge line of the truck. I'm not gonna do that today. I'd have to run an additional wire, which I already have the charge line going in the plug from the trailer. So we're just gonna take it off the J box. So later we'll be coming in up this J box and running the wire in, and that's branching into this charge line on 7-way plug. So we'll take the wire out of that harness and we'll bring it into that LC circuit. We'll bring it into that LC circuit, and once we do that, then it'll cut it down to about 350 watts. So the idea is to bring it to 350 watts if you want a lower current. Right now, today, we just have it hooked up full, so we're gonna show you what happens when we plug it in and show you how it's charging with the DC charger. It's, like I said, it's the next best thing to having a generator. Running your truck at idle at night, you don't have to disturb any campgrounds that are, quiet time after 10 p.m. and whatnot. So you can have it completely quiet, idle your truck. If you have a heavy draw during the day, this is the purpose of this. We also use it during traveling, of course. But with lithium, you can no longer hook up, your standard lead acid battery to the system to charge those batteries. So let's get the truck up and we'll show you that. Good afternoon. Today we're going to be finishing up phase 3 of our power bank install. We've changed up some equipment. We had a 60 amp DC to DC charger that we found out actually got burned up on our last trip. It was having some issues. We were in a hurry to get ready to trade in our trailer. And then I realized once we went to install it that it was actually burned up. So it's actually about 3 years old. So we decided to get some upgraded components. So we went from a separate DC to DC charger and a solar charge controller. So we had 2 bulky units. Now we're going to go with an upgraded Renogy 50 amp DC to DC charger and charge controller in one. So we're going to get that installed in place. We also added a Bluetooth module to plug into it so we can monitor our batteries. We do have a shunt that we use, but we want to try Renogy's version, see if we get better readings and stuff out of that. And then we decided we had the brand new inverter that we told you we burned out an inverter after about 2.5 years. We decided to go with the 3,000 watt pure sine wave because we got a good price on the March Madness sale from Renogy. So we're going to install the 3,000 watt pure sine wave from Renogy instead. It feels a lot heavier and beefier, even though the other one's brand new pretty much. We're going to go ahead and get that replaced because a lot of the stuff we're trying to run before, we were limited because at 2,000 watts we'd plug in 2 things at once, and then like if we had our ice machine going and we try to run the air fryer, we'd kick the inverter off. So now we should be able to leave that running and be able to have the power we need. And then the last item we're going to have that I'll get opened up here is we're going to have a automatic transfer switch. So when we have our inverter plugged in, we're off gridding, it'll automatically switch over to the inverter when we're unplugged, or vice versa, generator or whatnot. So we're going to get those installed. Let me get those unboxed and we'll show you what they look like. If you remember last time, we had actually broken a fuse a relay on the trailer, so we're going to replace that one, 30 amp. We have our new DC to DC charger combo unit. So we're going to have our solar, we're going to get rid of our solar charge controller, and we're going to have the DC to DC charger and the solar charge controller in one unit, which is going to be nice. Less space. We have the temp wire for that and the other wires to plug in. We also have our Bluetooth module that we're going to plug into that guy. So that'll be our monitoring. And then over here, we have the remote for the sine wave inverter. Look at that bad boy. 3,000 watt energy. Got 3 plugs on that guy. You can still smell the electronics on it. So we're going to get that up, installed. And of course we have our auto transfer switch. This one was a bonus we got on sale buying the other products. It's normally 110 bucks. We got it for $10. So couldn't resist on that one. We'll get that installed also by the converter. And we'll show you how everything's set up once we're done. Okay, quick video to show you guys my setup. We got the solar charge controller, 50 amp. This is a combo unit. It's a DC to DC charger from the truck. We have the fuse wired up here, and it's also going out charging from the solar panels. We did some testing earlier today. As you can see, I got my solar panels out. I got my cords. I actually got 60 feet of cable that runs out to those. Those tested out good. Back here, we have our 3,000 watt Renogy inverter. They require 6 inches or 10 inches of space all around, so we got that mapped out. Keep it cool. This compartment will stay pretty empty. We're going to cage it off later, but this is the setup. We just want to just show you guys real quick, and then we will wrap up the power phase video. We're actually working on something else. They're going to be loading a boat here, so we're going to go check on that, and we'll wrap up the power phase 3. Okay, that's going to be a wrap for this one on the power upgrade phase 3, people. We got the inverter installed. We drove from Florida to Arkansas. It took us about 3 days. We stopped twice along the way. We did overnights. We cooked our dinner, full dinners and everything. We ran all our power needs, kept our refrigerator going, no issues, kept everything we needed. We ran air fryers and all that good stuff, cooked full meals, didn't go light. We watched movies, we streamed, we did all that good stuff. We ran our fireplace, had no issues. 3 nights full of traveling, ran our battery down, plugged it into the DC charger, charged it up during the day. So the inverter worked great, the power system worked great, the truck system, the wiring's all great. Just wanted to give you an update. That's going to be it for our phase 3 power install. Sorry we didn't show you the installation of the new equipment that we bought, but we had some changes in configuration. We're short on time, so we just went ahead and got it done. So if you guys are liking, once again, this kind of content, and you want to see more upgrades that we do in the future, remember to hit that like and subscribe. Peace.